A very warm welcome to our listeners. Today, we are here with another insightful session for all of you from a series of Mentoring Mantra by Vision CA. For some of our new viewers, in this series, we have conversations with our esteemed mentors who are associated with us to cater selfless service to CA community as well as help CA students to pursue CA degree. Today in this session, we have Vinamra Jain with us, who has not only managed to qualify CA final exams in his first attempt in these tough times with mask always up, but has also stepped into corporate world with holding the position of senior consultant in Grant Thornton Bharat LLP. He has successfully completed numerous projects involving IFRS, US GAAP, Ind AS, UK GAAP, and Singapore GAAP framework, to list a few. He's a confident public speaker and has managed various events at professional level at MOC. This is not the end of his introduction. He holds a diploma in hip hop dancing style. He is professionally trained in various modern day forms like contemporary, Cuban salsa, crumping, to name a few. This shows that with CA you can always find time to follow your passion. It's just you have to be ambitious about it. And I'm your host for the session, Anshada Bansal, a qualified intermediate student in November 20 and currently pursuing BCom honors from Lady Shriram College, DU. I will try today to be the voice of students they're out wanting to know about CA journey. Welcome to the show, Vinamra.
Thank you so much, Anshita, for such a lovely introduction, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
We are glad to hear you. So we'll start with, directly with the questions to the point. First of all, we want to know about your schooling journey and the driving forces for decision to take up C as a course to start with.
In the school, I was kind of teacher's favorite student. Used to score ranks in schools, first, second, third in the top three. And but yes, when I started moving in 11th class, I became a bit notorious kind of a student. Shifted from front bench to middle benches, where I have not completely rattu tota in schools. Suspended for a week and a month as well in the school by the principal himself, and still managed to score 93% in 12th ICSE board. So that was my schooling journey. Why I chose CA was a very simple reason. Basically, I started with taking commerce in 11th class, and the reason was very basic because I cannot study chemistry and physics. That was the only reason why I chose commerce in 11th. But when I started studying commerce in 11th and 12th, I realized this is my field of interest because I love doing accounting. I love studying economics back in school days. And then I came across this chartered accountancy course, which possesses subjects of my interest. So, and then my brother was also pursuing chartered accountancy at that time. So he used to brief me about what CA is, what he used to do. And then he used to mention this quote that a power of signature of a chartered accountant is powerful than the president himself, which used to inspire me a lot, that I want to become that. I want to add that prefix of CA before my name to have that power in my hand. So that's how my CA journey started.
This is so true that a family background can make things so easy for you, and especially in CA course. Now, next, moving directly to your CA intermediate studies. How did you manage CA intermediate studies with college going simultaneously and managing too many things together?
Honestly speaking, this college's rules and policies, which were back at that time, were not as strict as it today. So my attendance was never an issue. I used to go colleges only at the time of my exams, those 14 days period twice in a year. But yes, I have to keep that thing in mind. My 28 days of BCom preparations, so my IPCC preparations are sleeping, so that I need to cope it up later. So it is like I used to study for extra hours when my BCom exam used to get over, and then for coping up for that 28 days loss, I used to study next. But I want to share one thing from my IPCC preparations. I was having this one accounts teacher who used to tell us this thing a lot in those days, because everywhere around us there was a hype that CA is the toughest course on the planet. It is the most difficult course you enter into. But he was the guy जो दिन में 3 बार हमको आके बोलते रहे दैट सीए सबसे टुच्चा कोर्स है, सबसे आसान कोर्स है, कोई भी कर सकता है, बीकॉम से भी इजी सीए है। क्या है सीए में, साथ ही तो सब्जेक्ट है, दैट टाइम वी हैड 7 सब्जेक्ट्स इन आईपीसीसी, सो 7 ही सब्जेक्ट्स हैं, कोई भी कर लेगा ये सब। एंड इन द बिगिनिंग वी यूज टू फील लाइक कि क्या बोल रहे हैं सर, but later on when we used to hear this thing for 6 months regularly, 6 into that's 180 days and into 3 540 times we used to listen the same thing कि CA सबसे आसान है, that meant that created a psychology in my mind that yes, it is that easy. So it is something which helped me in CA inter as well as in the final and in the life too, that don't create much fuss about anything even if it is difficult. Take it light, convince your mind that it is easy, you can crack it, and that gave me confidence with which I cleared my IPCC attempt and my final attempt, which helped me clearing out in the very first attempt.
Yeah, this is the fact that gurus and teachers play a great role in your life. And I think C is a majorly part of your mind game, that how do you treat your mind, how do you make it calm and composed and make it understand that you can do it at every stage of life.
Yeah.
So directly now we move to question related to articleship. So since you did your articleship from a Big Ten, where you opted for statutory audit as a field, and we all are aware that it's a quite competitive one, and getting into Big Four or Big Ten is such a fuss about it. So please enlighten us about this field and how did you manage to get this role?
I always had this fascination of working in the corporate firms in the very large companies, and I still love this corporate culture too. That's why I have continued in this firm only. So I had first thing very clear in my mind that I want to join big firm only, whether it's Big Four or Big Five or Big Six. That's why I came up to this decision that the mid-size and small-size firms are not for me, but a big-size firm. Then the statutory audit. So particularly, I want to mention this fact for the interest students who do not know much about what how audit practically happens. So it is like when I used to study for my audit in inter and even in the finals, it was a nightmare for me to study it, to memorize it, to write answers in the exams. But let me tell you, in the in the practical world, how audit is done, it is way beyond what we study in the exams. So the audit methodologies and standards are applied as it is, but when we do it practically, it becomes so interesting because here the profile says that you need to challenge the client, you need to draw the references from the standards, from the acts that no, you are wrong, you have done it incorrect, and what we are suggesting you is what as per the law says. So that's how this makes job so interesting, and you are across the numbers so time. So I love mathematics in my school days. That's why I love being in between the numbers all the time. So this balance sheet, profit and loss, cash flow, notes to accounts, this all was so much interesting field to me because it was like uh, my field of interest, that I need to correct client's error. I need to check whether they have done it correct or not. And believe me, whether it's an article or it's a post-qualified chartered accountant, if a person makes client changes its financial statements because he has done some error or fraud or anything, the sense of satisfaction what it receives, कि मैंने client को गलत कर दिया, मैंने financial change करा दिए, because of me the financials have changed, that is so much happiness it causes to you that only an auditor can understand. So it is something very interesting field which I found. And regarding how I managed to be in that role, so my teacher always used to say me that when you are giving an interview, always keep this thing in mind कि इंटरव्यूअर के पास ऑप्शन नहीं होना चाहिए कि तुमको सिलेक्ट करे या नहीं, तुम्हारे पास 5-6 ऑप्शन होने चाहिए कि तुमको किसको सिलेक्ट करना है. So I gave interviews in 5 to 6 firms, and that's how I got selection in one firm as indirect taxes, other direct taxes, then one internal audit, and the other statutory audit. And then I chose I need to go in statutory audit. So that's how I love doing this particular field and how I ended up in Grant Thornton.
Necessary. Actually, CA studies intermediate way, they lack a lot of practical things, and we don't know the practical aspect. So joining through an articleship and learning that practical things is just a great thing. So thanks to our CA curriculum that is designed so nicely. Moving to our next question. after qualifying CA, you have been joining the same firm that you did in articleship. So do you feel there is any changes that you experience post qualification or as an article trainee? And how did you manage to cope up with those changes?
Yeah. So, like as I said just now, I love doing this field statutory audit, and that's why I thought to continue in the same firm because I love the way it is done. It is the audit, and the changes what I have encountered from articleship days to my post qualification days. The very big changes, the people around you, the client, and even in your firms has altogether different perspective by looking at you. Now you are a chartered accountant. You should be aware of everything. You cannot rely on, okay, I don't know about this fact. So it comes a great responsibility, and as the Spider-Man said, that with great power comes a great responsibility. So with the power of that prefix, the responsibility also was shed on me, and that's where I was given the whole engagement to do myself. I was given trainees and articles under me that you have to train them, you have to teach them how to do the assignment, and then come out with the audit report of this particular client. Firstly, I used to be the doer of an assignment. Okay, I have been instructed of doing all these things, so I need to do all this thing. But now I'm instructing to others that how to do a particular assignment, complete it, end it, talk to CFOs of the company. And I love doing this part more because it was like another CFOs of the company who are 40 years, 50 years of age, they are coming up to me that we are stuck here, what to do now? They were asking for my consultancy. And that's where I felt that this prefix, this degree holds so much power that we leave this age factor so much behind that only knowledge matters now. No matter I'm 23 or 22, but they are coming up to me with so many years of experience that we need your consultancy. And that's why I love doing this job and love being in the post qualification period.
And the perks not to miss, they are different. So next we move gradually to CA final studies. And we all know that many students are confused between going for self-studies and going for coaching. So how did you manage it, and what was the correct blend that you felt that it should be followed?
I did not enroll completely for the coaching and did not self studies. I have not prepared everything by myself. I have mixed it up. So for theory subjects, I tried doing everything by myself because I felt being a CA final student, I know how to read the standards, how to draw the interpretation from the law. And whenever I got stuck, there were many YouTube videos to cope up with. So for theory subjects, you just need a good author books and practice questions to be done. And then you can manage it very easily. So yourself, the books are so much self-explanatory that you do not need any coaching uh, guidance or any mentor to teach you how the law is to be read. You can manage it very well. But for inter students, yes, I think the coaching is bit necessary because they are very fresh. Uh, in the participants in the competitive world, they are studying law for the first time, audit for the first time. There are so many subjects coming up. They do not know how to write answers, how ICI tricks in their questions, and that's where coaching helps. So, inter student, I feel it's better to do coachings because that gives you a perspective how to do. But when you are in the final, then you can manage it by yourself. But for practical subjects, I felt that coaching was a bit necessary for me because it helped me understand the concepts very well, how to write the solutions, how to for FR and SFM particularly, there where I need that coaching is bit necessary because it is practical subject. It is bit where I have to write solutions, I have to get to the correct answers. So I would say for theory subjects you can do uh, self-study, but for practical, coaching can be okay because I enrolled for coaching of law audit and elective too, elective subject. But after watching 10 odd lectures, I felt okay, this is not helping me out. I can do by myself. So I have the experience of both, and but then by I'm saying that you can easily switch to self-study part.
Yeah, this is true that articleship really helps a lot in CA final studies, and we can directly link together the syllabus and
Yeah.
curriculum. So next we move to the most asked question, your CA final strategy, considering that you cleared in first attempt with the Big Ten workload. So how did you manage it?
So for starting with CA final preparations, preparation start by taking coaching. So I will start from that end. So what I think the ideal time for taking up the coachings should be just exactly 2 years back from your CA final attempt. So my attempt was in CA final May 2020, and that's how I started my coaching from May 2018, which I think was a reasonable time to start with because I can easily end up by 30th November 2019, exactly 5 months before my final attempt. Because I think 5 months is you should have 5 months in your hand for self study and for the preparations, for revisions, for giving mocks, and for giving RTPs. So this duration of 2 years behind, keep this time duration in mind that you have to start your coaching 2 years back and finish it up 5 months back. So that, and this is very manageable. Like doing 8 subjects in this time frame is very much possible. But unfortunately, I didn't able to do this because of my because we have so many events in our hostels where I have to be a part of the committee member, MOC, hosting, and all hostel activities. So that's how I bit. But I would say that's not advisable because you should partake part of this coaching, but ensure that your coachings are also being done at the regular time because my coaching extended to January month in 2020. So that's how I got late by 2 months from my planning, which is not advisable. Finish up your coaching 5 months back, and if you think that there may be some problems coming in the way, you should start early. 2 years से पहले भी start कर सकते हो, because I was not aware that I should be a part of everything in my hostel activities, but still I enjoyed it, so I was a part of it, and that's how I got late. But advisable would be take parts in all these extracurricular as well and finish up coachings on time as well. Then coming on the self-study time, so CS syllabus is such a vast syllabus, such a ocean-like syllabus that you have to make a complete plan, a broad plan that when you should start it, when you should end it. That okay, my first group will end by this date, my second group will end by this date. First revision in 30 days, 15 days for the second revision, when I will be giving mock, when I will be giving RTPs. So that broad plan you should be having, and then you have to break that down to 10 days plan, 15 days plan, 1 week plan, daily targets, and all these things. Because it is like at that time where you will feel that I don't have time to live. But if you do not make any plan, you will start doing one subject और वो चलता ही रहेगा, वही subject कभी खत्म नहीं होगा. You have to allocate your time to each subject, to each chapter, and then you have to make that happen. But your daily target should be so strong that you should not leave it in between कि आज का daily target ये था, नहीं खत्म हुआ, कल कर देंगे. The pile up is so much that it creates so much load on you that it will never end. So I have this thing very clear in my mind that my day will not get defined by the clock. Okay, so the clock is ticking 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning, the day is over, I should sleep. No, my day was defined by the targets I made. If my targets are not over for the day is also not over. And that's because of this attitude, there was some sleepless nights as well, where I was not sleeping for continuous 2 days. But when I see the result as pass, that's all worth it. It's all the tears in the nights and all sleepless nights, they all are worth it. The last thing, which is the most important thing I kept in mind, was staying calm. Though a psychological tip, but a very basic and a very important tip in the CA final studies, because in such vast syllabus, there will be time when you will feel low, when you will feel broken, disheartened, when you will feel that I should leave it, the fear of failure, frustrated. And that's where you have to keep your hope high, because this is very normal in all the CA final students. Every student goes through this phase because that's such a huge syllabus that, but think from that angle that why you have entered into it, and then take a break of 1 day or 2 day, just relax. Saturation point सबके उसमें आ जाता है तैयारी में, उसको थोड़ा सा रेस्ट दो, ब्रेक दो, and then start again, so that it should give you the energy of studying for more number of hours. And that's where you have to stay positive and approach the whole 5 months.
This is great that we have to understand ourselves and our saturation point, and we have to analyze and complete our targets within the time so that we do not miss out any of the syllabus and subjects. So moving forward, again, you are you have experienced hostel life in city like Mumbai, and hostel articleship period, and you see going all together. So staying away from family, how did you manage all of these things together?
For this particular question, I need your help because it will be like if I will start speaking on the hostel life, I can go on and on and on. You have to stop me in between there for this particular question because that 2 years I have experienced the best phase of my life, better than the school life, better than any IPCC or any period. Those 2 years are something which I will cherish forever. I've learned so many things there because you have to manage your life by yourself, staying away from the family, making new friends, living with them, and all the office and traveling time, study. You have to manage time, and that's where the life teaches you how to do yourself. And this is something which I advise everyone, because no matter what your future plans are or your career plans are, but at least in once in a life you should experience this particular moment of staying away from the family, managing your life. It's gonna be tough in the beginning because you have to manage it everything, but eventually you will start yourself evolving into a completely different personality where you know uh, you are a grown up child, which your parents will think that हमारा बच्चा बड़ा हो गया. That thing will come when you will stay away from your family, because that teaches a lot. The time management, something which I have learned from the hostel life, because I had my coachings, then my office, traveling time, self study. हॉस्टल के दोस्त वो छोड़ेंगे नहीं, उनके साथ मजे करने ही है. फिर हॉस्टल एक्टिविटीज होंगी बहुत सारी, एंड दिस एक्टिविटी टीचेस यू अ लॉट. The networking skills, the public speaking, sponsorship. I was like sponsorships. I used to pitch the sponsors for our events. This activities teaches you a lot, and after that, managing your CA finance study. So that's how you plan your day, time management, everything, and that's how you're. Uh, and I always feel that you I have made so many lifelong friends over there, that staying away from my family for few years was worth, because I have got a new family there. So that was my hostel life, the most enjoyment phase of my life.
Yeah, this is something that hostel life is you should not miss in your life. And we people who
Yeah.
are in Delhi NCR are missing if we don't go to colleges and everything stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now moving to your unique profile where you are following your passion of dancing simultaneously with your profession, with your syllabus and curriculum. So how did you manage to do a lot of things, and how did you manage to follow your passion? Because generally we see people that if you're doing CA, you don't have time to do anything else. You have to leave. You have to sacrifice other things. So, what was your ideology behind it, and what will you suggest for upcoming generations to do?
I want to just clear this myth that if you are doing CA, you cannot do anything. You have got 24 hours in a day, in which even if you sleep for 7 hours, 8 hours, 6 hours, you still be left with so many time that you do not know that you are wasting in a day. That even if you take out half an hour or 1 hour time, it will be sufficient to follow your passion and be happy, because passion is something which really makes you happy from inside, which really gives you that smile on your face which your studies or which your profession does not give. So this is something you should follow, and you can easily take out that time of 1 hour or half an hour in a day. It's very easy to take out that. My dancing, like, it was started back when I was in my 11th class 2014, where I took professional training for 2 years, got my diploma in hip hop, and then the dancing never ended. But just wanted to add one more point, that managing passion and profession does not mean that you have to do them regularly on a daily basis. When it will be your high time in career, in your professional journey, that your focus may tumble because इधर भी ध्यान देना है, फिर डांस भी करना है. सपोज किसी का बैडमिंटन स्पोर्ट है तो बैडमिंटन में कैसे और बेटर होना है. Your focus may get disturbed because of falling on a daily basis. So when you're high time, you can leave that for a month, sorry, for a 15 days. But it is like when my CPT was there, when I enrolled for a CA course, it was very new beginning in the competitive world. Was got stuck how to manage both things. It was getting difficult for me, and that's where I left it for a month. So when my IPCC was there for 2 months, I left it. When my CA final was there for 5 months, I left it. So because for me it was like dancing for 3 to 4 hours or no dancing. Because 3 से 4 घंटा जब तक डांस नहीं करो मेरा पेट नहीं भरता था. So I used to dance so much in a day that my focus used to shift from studies to dance. That's why I left it for a particular period, and I again took it back after my studies are over, or my suppose this is over. And how I continued this, so for my CA final studies time, when I awake like at 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. and I'm feeling like my target are still so much that I need to complete by 6 a.m. So, but I'm feeling sleepy. So that's how I start dancing at that time at a very odd hour, 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. by full music and my like in the earphones, and then started dancing. So much energy that all my sleep gets away, and that's gave me energy and even pleasure to study for next 5 to 6 hours more. And even in the hostel days, like we had so many events that I used to take part into it. I used to choreograph my friends for a group dancing, and that's how I managed to follow my passion as well in the hostel as well as in my study time as well.
This is something that true definition of passion is that it does not come in your profession path, and it is something that you don't have
Yeah,
to leave it behind also. So it's just like oxygen for your full body and
yeah,
for your
true.
life. So that is great, and this is something that we in the CA students have to learn and have to imbibe in ourselves, that following passion is not about sacrificing your CA, or you are not performing
Yeah.
well in your CA. So that, thank you for bursting out myth. Now next we come upon that in your professional journey, you have come across various industries and a wide range of industries, ranging from your pharmaceutical company to software and direct consumer facing industry. So according to you, which was the best experience, and why was it best experience? What did you learn out of it?
So the industry which I have worked, every industry provided me with so much rich experience to work in that I cannot list something that this was the best one, because every client taught me something new. So when I was working in the BPM sector clients or the service sector software industry, that got me a different perspective of how the revenue side revenue gets recorded. So that's where I learned a lot about revenue area. When I used to do the clients of pharmaceutical or direct consumer facing clients, where that's where I learned about the inventory side, how the closing stock gets valued, what is the NRV and all these things. So every industry, every client has provided with me so much experience that I cannot rank anyone. Every client has given me the best experiences, and there is no one a single best.
Considering that you have such a rich and diversified professional experience, so the whole idea, if you want to switch towards a corporate industry, MNCs, and if one wants to step into it, move into it, how can he or she get into it, and what are perks, and should they take this decision or not?
Yeah, that's a quite important question over here, because many people think this way, that if I pursued audit in my articleship, that I have to pursue audit throughout after my C, even if I'm not liking this field. So there's nothing about it. You can switch your field anytime you want if you feel that this is not my interest area, because uh, बहुत सारे students को बहुत time बाद जाके उनका interest area पता चलता है. Even I'm not sure whether I will be liking audit throughout my life journey, but it is like I can switch the profile, because audit has provided me such rich experience of studying and analyzing numbers, that that analytics skill got developed so much that this can help me in any field I want and at any point of time. But yes, you have to ensure that you grab the opportunity when it comes to you, because there is so much competition in the world that people are ready to grab and snatch opportunities from you. So you have to stay awake all the time. Whenever the opportunity comes that you want to switch it, just take a move. And it's like, if you have done audit in your article shape, or even if you're post qualification period, you can still manage to get profiles like taxation or treasury or FP&A, treasury in the banking, or even in the companies. Even the investment banking companies too are ready to hire you. Just you need to provide them the right that you showcase your interest and the knowledge in that matter, that I possess this knowledge and I can crack it if you can like take me in. So you can switch the profiles whenever you want, but yes, stay awake for the opportunities that come in your way.
So we should keep on trying and being try to keep our profession and keep our line diversified to like open up with great opportunities in the future.
Yeah.
We should not be rigid with some branch or some line altogether.
Exactly. Actually, this is where we like open up another discussion of generalization or specialization. So, this is something which many students encounter into ki whether I should specialize into particular thing or should I take a general approach. The both are correct. Generally, it is said that when you are in a practice, when you are starting your own CA firm in practice, it depends on the location. So, if it is a short location, it's a smaller location, you will get clients for all kind of a client, like you will get audit, you will get taxation, everything. So you have to be in general in that sense. But you are in a big city like Delhi, NCR, Noida, Mumbai. That's where you have to think that my client will be something that, okay, I am a valuation firm. There are so many clients in the Mumbai or NCR region that will come up to you for valuation, and if you have got that master in valuation, they will come up to you. So it depends on whether where you are opening your firm or where you are pursuing your practice. For jobs per se, it again depends whether you what you want to become. So if you want to become a CEO of a company, you need a general thing that you should be aware of all the company, all the area, and like CEO or CFO. So if he is a CFO, he should be aware of the taxation of also of his company and accounting side as well, the treasury side as well. He need that part. But if the job is, let's say, investment banking company, a valuation company, that's where you need a specialization. The generalization and specialization is a very subjective discussion on what you want to become. For me, it was like I had this option that whether I want to continue in the same industry or I can switch it. I chose of switching it because I thought before getting specialized into one industry, at least I should be having knowledge of all the industry. And that's after when I can decide, okay, this is my industry and I can take specialization in it. But before opting for that specialization, I need a purview and a drone view of all the industries I should be entering into.
Yeah, this is completely your personal decision and decision depending upon what you see in future and
Yeah.
after 15 years where you want to see yourself.
True.
It was nice, and I think we our viewers have learned so much. In the end, what will be a better end to take advice from you? And this advice is just not for CA students, but for person in life. And how are you so happy and satisfied in your life at this point of time?
The one advice which I want to give to every student and every person in the life is everyone dreams big. Everyone has their God dreams, like I want to buy a lavish bungalow or a Tesla to my parking lot and everything. But you have to see this as well, that if you want something more than the world, you have to put in extra. अगर दुनिया से ज्यादा चाहिए तो दुनिया से ज्यादा मेहनत भी करनी पड़ेगी, नहीं तो उतना ही मिलेगा जितना एवरेज लोगों को मिल रहा है. सो द इनपुट आउटपुट रेशियो यू हैव टू बी, बिकॉज इनपुट विल बी मोर, इट जस्ट वर्क्स लाइक अ मशीनरी. ज्यादा इनपुट करोगे तो आउटपुट भी उतना ही मिलेगा. इनफैक्ट आउटपुट कम ही मिलता है बिकॉज बाय प्रोडक्ट्स ये सब भी निकलता है. सो you have to put in that much effort if your dreams are so much, and you should not be scared about working hard. ज्यादा मेहनत करूंगा तो बीमार नहीं पड़ जाऊं, तबीयत खराब ना हो जाए, एंड यू नो कि दुनिया क्या बोलेगी, इतना मेहनत करता फिर भी रिजल्ट नहीं. जस्ट स्टॉप looking at all this. See yourself, see your team, your goal, yourself. You need to reach there. People will not help you reaching there. You are all alone in this way. People will help you out, it's not that, but those people who criticize you will never help you. So you have to stop listening to them, focus on your hard work. And when you're determined towards something, when you're passionate about something, problems automatically gets away. It is like what I always believe, that प्रॉब्लम में ना बहुत ईगो है, उसको भाव नहीं दिया ना हमने तो चला जाएगा. हमको वही करना है. हम we should not focus on the problems, we should focus on the solutions. Everyone faces the problem. If we think I have so many problems, financial problems, health problems, family problems, but it is like if you will see the world is facing 100 times more problems than you. I just need to quote few or more examples from the very recent event happened, like Olympics. Lavlina won the bronze medal. Our women hockey team was fighting for the bronze medal. So I read the story of this Lavlina and I found that Lavlina was not having enough money to travel in the train by buying a ticket. She used to sleep beside the washroom of trains. And Rani Rampal, the captain of Indian hockey team, was not having enough money to buy that much amount of milk which is necessary. She used to mix more water in the milk quantity than it is required. So problem is faced by everyone. You should be aware of that. The world is facing so many problems that your problem is just an insect in front of that. You have to think, stop focusing more on the problems and on the hard work and just forget things. Because see, when I used to study for my CA final, I was having this very much goal cleared in my mind that I want to clear it in the first attempt. That मैं खाना भूल जाता था, पानी पीना भूल जाता था, सोना भूल जाता, मुझे नहीं याद रहता था मैंने आखिरी बार पानी कब पिया है. And that's where I want to thank my mom, because she used to bring everything to my table. That it's been so many years that you have not drank the water, you have not got up from the table. You have to get mad for what you want. And I used to love that journey of studying. That hard work journey was so much that I missed that part of my studies. That so much determined. I used to watch so much motivational videos at that time. Sandeep Maheshwari, Sonu Sharma. I have used to listen so much to them, APJ Abdul Kalam, that my journey was so much interesting. But I missed that part of hard working. Hard working really makes so your life interesting. And when you're mad about something, you just do that thing and just remove all other things in your life. This was basically a thing for my studies. But when you said that question, why I'm so happy and satisfied in my life, I have always followed one principle in life, that what happens happens for good, happens for best. This is the quote which I have, the main psychology of my life, that whatever worst thing is happening with me today, it will bear fruit in the future. शायद आज नहीं दिख रहा है, बट कल दिखेगा, 10 साल बाद दिखेगा, लेकिन दिखेगा जरूर. जो भी होगा, a bad experience or a good experience, everything is an experience, and experience is the best teacher of your life.
You said it correctly, Vinamra, that hardship is the best teacher, and by hardships and by problems you gain a lot of experience. And अगर problems नहीं होंगी तो हम solutions कहाँ से निकालेंगे? And that is how we learn to tackle the problems and tackle taking out solutions. So I think that art and that skill is something that life teaches you gradually. So that was a very important piece of advice from you. Thank you for your time, Vinamra. We really enjoyed. Hope you also enjoyed with us. And
Thanks a lot, Chita.
it was a
It
great.
was really great talking to you.
And also, I possibly feel that this is an enriching session for our viewers, and they must have learned something out of your CA journey, which was so motivating and inspiring. In the description, we'll leave out links to Vinamra and my profile for easy reach. So we'll be glad to help you out there anytime. And in the end, to always stay in touch with our latest updates, please like, share, and subscribe to Vision CA channel on YouTube. See you again with a new learning experience. Till then, happy learning.
Thank you.